from ever wanting to meet them there. But Sangal actually have won all 3 of their LAN games on Vertigo coming into this, obviously against weaker opposition, but I would kind of include their opponent they're about to play into the weaker opposition category. So I think that puts them, as you said, in a great spot. Again, I think this is going to be a clinic for xCloud and Joda on the rifles. Right. And yeah, I think it's going to be a quick one.
Well, we're about to find out if you guys are right. We're going straight into the game. It's Moses and Dinko for the halfway stage. Take it away, guys.
Yeah, it's just about to round out the stage 1 of the first day of the EU RMR. We have Sangal set up as the favorites, Jason. I have to agree. They've been the better squad in every game we've seen from them, right?
Let's just put it like this. This team, hold the phone. I'll get into it later. This is going to be fast-paced. xCloud going to move up very, very quickly, falling back, a little bit scattered, a little bit disorganized. 3 players here. 1 hiding at sandbags. Are they going to molly it? No.
Okay, Fly.
Oh, he lines it up, takes it easy, and that's going to stall everything. That should slow everything down. Bomb in the open is dropped, and Rebels have a pistol round in their control. Just one little detail was missing. When you go fast up that ramp, you sometimes feel like you don't have the time to clear sandbags, and boy, is that a punish.
Certainly was, and Linus now being watched as well from Kisarek. He actually managed to get a good angle to fight Casey in some weird way. His teammate Joda given a chance to fight up into the bomb site, but now just Linus, and he's taken out by Innocent. So Rebels win the first round of play.
He actually managed to pick up a Glock as well for the early pistol round, so he's like, I don't want this USP, I don't want the P2K, give me the Glock. That Glock is beastly. I was going to say, the year for Sangal has been incredible. I think they started in January in the Valve rankings at like 128th.
Okay.
And coming into the major, they were ranked like 26th. Like the rise,
one hell of a jump
the rise they've had, and it's really cool too because with the new VRS system, like we've all like kind of hypothesized and been like, how easy is it going to be, or what is the process going to be, or are we going to be able to see teams actually rise up the ranks and qualify for the major through this system? Like, what's it going to be like if you have a team that just comes together with no points? How long is it going to take? And Sangals is just like, we'll set the record.
We'll do it as fast as possible.
We'll do it in 8 months.
They're actually 16th right now.
Boom!
On the Valve World Ranking, so they've climbed up quite a bit. 27th on the HLTV World Ranking.
Good for them.
So the team have been making a steady little rise. I mean, it was good to hear from the desk about some of the problems you could expect for Sangal throughout this tournament, and the AWPing situation might be one. But they're going up against Flame.
Look, it's not a perfect team, but you got to say for coming together, this ain't a bad year so far for them coming in. I know, you know, this is a full-blown international roster. Crazy Turkish, Swedish, Polish. It's a little bit weird over there.
Kisarek with the kiss of death. 3 kills locked in quick succession. And 1 M4 went off the map. Well caught by the observant team. And Sangal getting invest up into the AK-47 straight away. So into the buy rounds. xCloud picking up his. And as pointed out by Dust, xCloud obviously played in the Eternal Fire squad and the best Turkish team. Got put in a lot of the tough spots. Wasn't really set up to shine. Went off to Sangal and found himself a more comfortable environment for himself. Yeah,
I mean, it's unfortunate the way that worked out, but obviously probably gained a lot of good experience that's helping him help this team have success. So, you know, it's a long journey.
Yeah,
so,
give and take.
Yeah.
Olymp dropping further back into middle. He'll climb up onto construction. Here comes Youngster out mid. Got some space to play with a boost deployed just to try and clear someone off the top of that. Kisarek is coming close into mid. This might be the fight they're looking for. Reboost coming up. Oh, flashbang around the corner. Kisarek not spotting much, but he'll hear that dismount. He'll know there's 2 players around this corner. He's got a teammate out in construction, and xCloud goes down first. Yeah, but they're calling 2 mid, right? And not that there's anything that Sangal can really react to. However, for all the positive talk about Sangal that we've had on the desk and opening this one up right now and talking about their rise to the rankings, this is a very slow start. Pistol round was wrecked. Now this first gun round, they're on the back foot with xCloud falling. 5-on-4 for Rebels, who are starting to put together a good start to this map. Yeah, in particular Kisarek. 45 seconds left. Sangal. Same leading the way. Fully committed up ramp. All 4 remaining players here. Semi forced into the open with that Molotov. It's all good though. He's forced into the open, but not so far committed that he's exposed to any real danger. Only a couple of smokes left to line up a wall. There is a Molotov in the hands of Kisarek still. Flay on top of the boxes wants that first fight. Yeah, Flay gets away with 1, and that's enough to keep Rebels ahead. But Joda doubles up. 6 shot on the second player, and now he's got to commit into the bomb site. Linus punching those digits in. Innocent moving to the side of the smoke as all 3 remaining members of Sangal have committed forward. But Linus not reacting to where the shots are coming from because he's preoccupied about the other threats. Now Joda getting involved, finally getting that kill despite running out of ammo. And now Olymp is left with a 1v2. They're low and they peek him. They give him a chance. And Olymp's picked up the first, and that bomb is not planted for Joda, so he's just going to stick it around the corner.
Yikes.
And Olymp's going to pull it off. Oh, that is disastrous. That is heartbreaking for Sangal. Joda does so much. 3 kills, that is not enough. He'll make it 4 on the way out the door.
Yeah, but not a whole lot of value in that outside of the victory. You do take some money away, which is going to make things a little rough for Rebels, but nothing too crazy. Man, they almost convert a 4v5, but I love the play. Kissarak saved that Molotov for the bomb plant. Forget who it was. Tapping with the FAMAS just to break open the smoke enough to see where the bomb planter is jumping off to get that kill to punish it. Took a little bit longer than he would have liked, which allowed him to get traded, but still. Just the way that Sangals is trying to recover that round puts them out of position to stop the diffuser. A 2v1. It was really the play elevator in the 2v1 to like swing out and try and find that kill early. That's the player that probably had the most chance of actually stopping the defuse, so maybe a little over-eager on the peak and the play and the decision. We do have overtime over on the B stream as well.
That's Falcons versus Eclot.
Sitting at home, chilling, throw it up there, OT, intense games all day long.
Simple's getting all the extra practice.
16 best of ones.
All the rounds. There's a lot of best of ones, aren't there?
It is a lot of best of ones.
At least they go a little quicker in the MR12. Joda gonna take a few steps back away from the fire and flames. Gonna get that AWP out on flight. Here comes the peak with it down the ramp. Not too much success.
Talking so much about the positives of Sangal throughout the year. Most of their year has been done online. They've been to 2 LAN events. Pro League Season 20 and the RES Regional Championships. Outside of that, this whole rise has been done on the interwebs. So now into a new environment for the biggest tournament of the year.
Well, at least they're still in the hotel room, Jason.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Well, Casey plays close on the Tetris. There's plenty of players about to come towards his position, and Casey asked to step up. Here they come, charging right into the open. It's going to be Casey first. Sammy going down. Second kill locked in for Casey, and he's not even forced away yet. Joda has to try and slip the net and take a risk, but all of his teammates are gone. And now they find him. Now they detect his move, and Kisarek will topple him inside of the smoke. So no bomb plant for Sangal. No extra money on top of the likes of Linus and Sammy. So now we're looking at a pretty tough economic situation for the T side.
Such a good defensive hold from Casey. That's very well done. I mean, helped out by the fact that no one from Sangal, I feel like, ever switched on that he was actually there. Nice double kill initially, but Joda flew right past him to try and clear some space and get some room to work with towards E-Box, and it just falls apart. This Sangal attack is looking very disconnected. Very ineffective so far. One of the big success stories on this Sangal team, obviously, you have to give some credit over to the coach as well. We got Yumpy.
Yumpy? Yes, that's right. From the most famously probably from Fnatic. So
got tons of experience at a tier 1 level, and now he's dropping out to try and bring this international lineup together. Joda's going to find an opening. That's Casey, the star of the last round. But Olymp is here. Beautiful headshot through the edge of the box, and that was an important weapon to have in the hands of Sangal. Now it's a little bit more difficult, and he gets caught.
Oh, it really does. And suddenly a fight back in Sangal yet. And they get into the bomb side of B. Plank going down. Samay off the back of quad will secure Sangal's first round win. And it comes in a pretty unlikely fashion considering there was some investment, but it wasn't everything thrown into the pot.
Yeah, that one got away from Rebels. Good opening kill from Joda. Gave him the space with what little they had to work with. Galil's upgraded pistols to be able to jiggle. Oh, that sucks.
That's going to hurt in the morning. Oh, you wanted to see him fall off the map, Jason? Is that just kind of your thing today?
No, but in my head, he's... in my head, he's still alive. just like hanging upside down, like he's just stuck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of why I thought it sucked.
Oh, even the bomb didn't blast him off.
No, he's really in there.
He's tied up.
Yeah.
Well, now he's gone. 4-1. Finally, Sangal get a round win, Jason. Here
Nice.
they go. Is this the beginning of their T side?
Let's hope so. Let's hope they can build upon it. And actually, I mean, even with kind of the slow start they've had, they've done a good job of doing some economic damage. Was it Joda that survived in that round loss where he got the quad kill after the defuse goes in the 2v1, able to take down a ton of players. So the defense is already kind of limping in terms of the money that they have to work with. And Alp is forced out on Flay because he had cash. Kisarek gets an M4 because he had cash. Olymp, Casey, and Innocent are just going to play support, and they're going to miss some smokes just to have some fun.
Just a slight
They're
miss.
like, this isn't really enough of a challenge for us. We'd like to throw this smoke off.
Yeah. Not used to the throws.
And both of those weapons over at the A bomb site.
Util flying into the bomb site. Here comes Joda straight into the open. It's going to be X-Claw taking Innocent out. Joda on the follow-up.
Okay, I was going to say, I saw them rotating over. I was like, no. That's a good find. Free weapon, M4 picked up. And now if you can bail out to the A bomb site and help protect your teammates, it's critical Rebels keep all three of these weapons in their hands. They made this investment with the understanding that they can throw the round away if it gets away from them, and then there's a full buy in the next round. But if they lose these weapons, that option is going to be a lot more labored.
And it's fortunate that the two players that died have some residual cash left over.
Yep.
So yeah, this will be a really good buy if all three remain.
Which they will. Sangal isn't really motivated all that much for the hunt. So 2-4.
I'm glad they're showing some life here because I was getting worried about Sangal to kick things off.
Back-to-back success at the B bomb site, but it hasn't really been anything crazy. One of them is Joda finding you an entry kill, and then you're able to kind of trade your way into the bomb site. This one, obviously, just into the B bomb site because of USPs. So they've established some success, but they really haven't shown themselves or Rebels that they can take that B bomb site with impunity. So not really able to exploit that success just yet and call based off of that success. But at least they've got some rounds on the board to work with. Full buy for Rebels on defense. Flay with the op. Plenty of utility and kits.
Here goes Flay for a peek. And it's going to work out real well. X-Block goes down. The Ulper on the other side of things. Sammy has to drop back. Took damage to that Tarpaulin, but he's got out of that.
Yeah, the aggressive decisions to continually re-peek and now take an even deeper angle. Got to be cautious. Don't want to give that pick up. You put your team in a 5-on-4. Don't give them the equalizer. You could see Same and LNZ just waiting for any kind of a push down the ramp. That's not coming quite yet. Flay with an off angle. But there's a number of different peaks you could have to contend with. And,
he hits that one. That's a difficult shot to land, but just a pixel spotted. Sammy's head gets ripped off, but
that's too
Flay
much,
can't
man.
get away.
Yeah, you don't need to be that aggressive because look what's happened now. That's really ambitious from Flay after 2 nice kills. Gives himself up with an extended evacuation. He wanted to hit yellow so he could go for another peek on his cross. And that's just way too much.
Nate goes around. Kisarek unleashed. Gets information, but can't deal with the threat of Sangal, so it's only Innocent left. And oh, they are going to put him under a lot of pressure. They're moving up. They'll clear the catwalk, and it's only Youngster required. Great shot. 3 rounds now for Sangal.
Yeah, man, it's such a bummer to watch that kind of unfold in that fashion after Flay has such a nice opening, hits that nice flick, and even those re-peeks initially seemed aggressive. A very bold angle, but he hits a banger of a shot on the boost, but after that, it's just too much to try and evacuate.
You could have crossed out of the right side for free.
You could have just left. And you combine that with the pick and middle, and all of a sudden the 2-man advantage you provided your team has now turned into an even situation for no good reason. Mistakes you cannot give up as the underdog.
Just such a great start for Rebels. To watch it all just fizzle away is very disappointing. look at a good buy in the next round, but scoreline will be tied up again. Youngster leading the charge out mid. 5-7s in close quarter combat can be real deadly though. So Olymp has an opportunity here. They come around the corner, they all line up! And that is what the 5-7 can do. A double kill followed up by Innocent's third. And now we're looking at a 2v3. The CT side stepping up and around, least expected. But Jot is on for the ace. And both remaining players are low in HP.
Yeah, winnable 1v2, but they do have the bomb, which is going to put the decision-making, which is going to put it in Jota's hands to try and make this happen. No utility for him. He just needs to win the fights. Innocent and Olymp going to set up a vertical stack. Lined up, though. Oh, good shot from Olymp.
Prevents him from getting the ace. Jota does what he can. He's 13-5, a hot start from him, but Olymp has one hell of a round tip. 5-7, close quarters, gets a double and finishes it off with the AK is able to pick up.
You set that up nicely. What'd you do? See the future a little bit?
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes you just get a little tingle, Jason.
You get that feeling? Yeah. That gut instinct.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Jota is the engine of this Sangal team right now. He's really the only one putting in work at the moment. Without him, this Sangal team doesn't have openings, doesn't have a whole lot of impact. And he's buying time for the rest of his teammates to kind of get into the swing and the feel of the game and come alive here on Vertigo, because Rebels has given them some resistance.
And Sangal going for the timeout. As, it should have been a clear path to another round win there for Sangal. It really should have been. And this gives a huge boost to the money and energy, likely, of Rebels.
Oh, back in the hands of Flay. Let's see if he learned his lessons, Dinko.
Yeah, I mean, he was hitting some great shot. All he needs to do is just, hide sometimes.
Yeah, just play the percentages. Back away.
He's got the hard part down, which is getting the kills. And now, stay in the corner. All good.
You really wanted that repeat?
He's actually, just don't move. Just patience, my friend. A little bit more patience. And everything will be solved. And he's so lucky to have found a corner where he didn't
I
burn.
know. He could just be toast.
Well, he's sticking around as short anyway, but there's a lot more pressure coming his way. You can hear the steps. Same having a look, but no one rounding the corner just yet, so he'll continue to scope here.
I think they would have heard that scope that he just had as well, so the call from Sangal has to be that AWP is going to be yellow. You don't need to challenge it, you just need to make sure he can't get aggressive, and there's the little shoulder peek to confirm. Risky in its own right, but now Sangal has a line of sight into this bomb site itself, and Same is going to deliver. There goes Innocent.
Yeah, boost as well. This is going to cut off Casey on the rotation back over, so a second kill found off of a boost. Great work, great innovation, and with 45 seconds left, the play for Sangal is committed towards this A bomb site. Kisarek with a great start, started to slow down a little bit, but he stepped up in the bomb site this time. They get by. They finally trade him out. And the plank can come in for Jota. He'll lock that in as Olymp moves forward to the ramp, but the eyes of Sammy away, and there's no way they're getting past that. So Flay, do what he can. He's got X-Floud. 2 more targets to snap up here with the AWP.
All right, Flay, this is where you get to peek whatever you want. This is where you get to get frisky with it. Yes, 1v1.
Nice shot from Flay, down to just Same. And this is the AWP battle we were talking about. The Rebels might have the edge, but Sammy comes around the back, and look at this. Oh yeah, takes his time, takes the shot, and the round win collected off the back of a 3K from Same on the sniper.
All right, Sangal starting to build up into it. A slow start, maybe a little bit of nerves to kick off their campaign at the RMR, but Sangal starting to show some of the things that got them here in the first place. Good pick, good boost up as well. And Sangal starting to put some good rounds on the board.
Look at this push from the CT side, moving in the middle with the one rifle. Spotted. And a good read for Sangal not to commit anybody into mid, realizing, it could be a death trap. It's just passive, just confirming if there's any aggression. You don't put yourself in harm's way. Really should not be much resistance from the Rebels. The Imperials are going to win this one, Jason. There's the boost up. Oh, works out. Xcloud taken out, and that's a good way to use your rifle, but there isn't much more you can hope for because a no-scope from Samay. Oh! Okay.
Back to back.
That's pretty nice.
The two-time.
Yeah, the two-time shotgun AWP player. Tied scoreline. Buy back in for the Rebels.
Yeah, well, Flay doesn't have the AWP this time, which has been a very nice weapon for them to find some opening picks. It's all M4s for the defensive side. A little bit busted in terms of utility. No kits picked up for the defense, so retakes are tough. And look at this run that Sangal is on. 5 of the last 6 rounds in their favor. They have locked in, and you got to give some credit to Joda. His frags early on, the first 6-7 rounds of this game, he kind of carried this team through a stretch, and now that they're all here, it's starting to look very effective. And this time he can't find the opening, and LNZ can't find the trade.
Xcloud. Oh, too many targets. Just put his crosshair in a weird spot. He couldn't compose himself, and so Rebels, they stand strong. It's a double from Casey, 1 for Kisarek. 5v3 set up. Youngster will do what he can to fight his way back into this round. It's a nice shot off of the sandbags, but that molly goes a little bit too deep. What? How has he got away with that? How is Olymp not taking him down in that fight? 2v3 off the back of Youngster's working middle. And if he gets another one, this would be just unbelievable. Kisarek's got to be aware that that smoke is deadly.
Yeah. There's got to be some sort of alarm bell. Casey is very aware of the possibility for that smoke to allow someone to get up over the boost. Oh, noise made. Oh, he's in trouble. There he is. Okay. A weird situation for Youngster as he kind of hears the drop down and then he hears the player over him, and man, his attention just gets pulled at the worst possible moment. And Same with 2 health, all you can do is save the AWP.
Decent first half here from Rebels. They're going to take the lead now. Worst case scenario for them, it's a tied game going into the second half. Oh, will be able to hang on to the sniper. Push from 2 fronts and dropped at the last second.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, that really does suck, dude.
That sucks a lot, actually. Oh, bless it all. So he's just going to snap by the Galil with a smoke. Not enough cash to crack an AK-47. Good job from Casey. Overall, pretty solid at this B bomb site throughout the half. Had some very good, impactful rounds.
There was 2 crane, Jason.
Yeah. 6-5.
Second timeout as well here for Rebels. They want to secure a 7th round to close out this half, and they have a great opportunity to do it.
Yeah, really want that second round. Or that 7th round, I should say. Second timeout, 7th round. Numbers are hard.
Yep. It's okay, Jason. You know, a few days till the major, a few weeks, in fact.
Yeah, I'll warm up into it.
Yeah.
I'll get my counting figured out. Here we go. Flay with an AWP.
Lions has to take a Tech 9. You've got a Galil on Sammy and Xcloud's on a Mac 10. This is what Sangal have to bring to the party going into the last round of the first half. Flay's got his eyes down short. He really only peeks this angle. Misses this time. Xcloud just charging up with that Mac 10, and it can be pretty useful when it's used like that. Kisarek caught on the edge of the sandbag, and so now we've got an advantage to play with for Sangal.
M4 recovered, no longer just stuck on the Tech 9. Innocent is looking for any glimpse of that helmet behind the sandbags.
Innocent's had a pretty quiet first half individually. He's got plenty of support around him, though.
That's too deep.
Oh, that smoke is too deep. Actually, it's spread pretty well. Jota maybe a little uncomfortable, but there's the patience paying off. Linus then extends on the sandbags right into the winning.
Oh, no way.
Olymp, what happened? Malfunction in the aim. He did not track his player very well whatsoever, and Sangal flip it back at the end of the half in their favor. 6-6 scoreline. Straight up beast performance from Jota, 16 and 7 in that first half, leading the way heavily for his squad.
Both of them, dude. Like, both of them struggled to hit that shot. It's like a 12 HP Mac 10. Look at that. Innocent misses, Olymp misses, not a single bullet touches him.
It was like two magnets, you know, like just having the opposite reaction.
And fair play to him, because he's just like, I'm dead no matter what. All I'm going to do is run as fast as I can and hold down the trigger. And
he wasted an entire magazine.
And kind of set my teammates up for the trades, but he never went down.
Yeah. It leaves you a little red in the face if you're Olymp with that M4. Tied half, though. I think if Rebels didn't have a great start, obviously it would have. I think it would have been a pretty difficult half from that point. I think you just look at Sangal; they did look better marginally, but Rebels got out to a pretty hot lead.
Once they got into the game, yeah, I mean it's 6 of the last 8 rounds in the favor of Sangal. But you're right, that 4-0 start for Rebels really kind of sustained them through the half to be in this situation. Let's just see if it continues. They switch over to the T side. We'll see what it looks like attacking into Sangal. And you know, the Des talked about, and we kind of looked at the results of Sangal this year and feel like they're pretty decent favorites in this matchup. And I mean, this should be the area where they can establish some dominance. The CT side.
Here comes the fights. KC finally getting involved. And they chase Youngster around the wall, but they don't want to follow. Taking a moment to breathe. Grenade landing right on top of Innocent and Kisarek, doing a decent amount of damage to the both of them. Here comes the commitment. Big shot from Kisarek. Youngster out of elevator, out of the server. Bomb plant coming in. Kisarek confirming at least a force buy for Rebels to work with into the next round, but they want to dig deep and pull out this first round of play. Olin coming through with that lit mid-lurk, catches xFloud completely unaware, and that works out perfectly. The T side in control. Rebels to find the pistol round, and Sammy under a lot of pressure, still somehow alive.
Not for long.
Yeah, should be taken out here in a second, but pistol round collected. Rebels do very well there, bouncing onto the bomb side. And Kisarek again, 3K for him.
Yeah, and both pistols now picked up for Rebels in this game, and we just touched on it. It netted them a 4-0 start in the first half. If they get a similar start here in the second half, you're all of a sudden looking at like the upset conditions are all there for Rebels to be able to snatch this one away from Sangal. So first gun round's going to be critical. CT side going for a full save. No significant investments.
Yeah. I mean, Linus had a tough half, 2 and 10. He's still at that number, but he's played one major, and it was in 2021 at the Stockholm Major. He was part of that Ninjas in Pajamas squad that had Device. Like that's his one go.
Oh,
Bit of quarterfinal.
What a time that was.
Yeah.
The Device era of NIP.
Memorable.
Kisarek and Flay and KC all going to combine to obliterate the Sangal push, trying to spring a trap at the top of the ramp that just does not work whatsoever. So we go into the round 15 as Sangal buy up M4s. Linus is kind of a fun story from his time in NIP since you brought it up. He mentioned, you know, his stint in NIP gave him a little bit of an ego feeling that kind of had to get reset as he hit bottom after leaving NIP and having to drop down to different tiers of Counter-Strike, and it's been a battle for him to find ways to get this team effective. Look at these trades. Kisarek and Olymp able to take down 2 into a 3v3, but there's always a response, and there's always a battle right around the corner, but Sangal's going to come out on top.
At least Olymp has the bomb, so if there's any world in which he wins this, having that on his back is the key. But the problem is now they can go back to watching middle, and xFloud is going to detect him early on. A little bit of extra utility picked up for Olymp. None of them a smoke, though. So he can't smoke off the elevator, and then they group up and double peek him anyway. So Olymp gets knocked on his ass. Sangal bounced back. Pretty good work for Sangal to collect their 7th round victory.
Yeah, especially considering how brawly that round felt. Like, just trades everywhere. That could have been chaotic. You could have easily lost track of things. But xFloud delivers in middle with a double kill. If he goes down there, this defense kind of get pulls away from the A-bomb site, and then all of a sudden this hit from Rebels is a lot more effective. But xFloud 3 kills overall in middle.
At least Rebels still have enough to get a solid buy. AK-47s in all 5 remaining members and a heap of utility. Olymp was late out mid in the last round because all the action went down elsewhere so fast, but he's the first contact this time. Oh, it could be, but Sammy's not peeking in towards him actually, so Olymp bails back out. Didn't get the fight he was looking for, but likely calling. Nothing really challenging mid at the moment as Rebels start to move their way up to the top of the ramp.
Linus taking that deep angle, jiggling for information, defensive smoke. Oh, Kisarek already gained so much space, and they want to keep it up. Molotov as they push forward.
Smokes are up. Still at this moment, allowing Rebels to get that bomb down and drop back into more solid post-plant position. So it's on Sangal to pull off a retake. And they've got 2 smokes and 1 flash to do it. Innocent, far up the catwalk. They weren't ready for how close he was. And that throws a bit of a spanner in the works because Samay has to watch that. While his teammates move into the bomb site, he's got that flank covered. And Flay, he's using his teammate as a distraction. And he perfectly baits him into a kill. He's finally cleared out though. Was overexposed at the side of the sandbags. And Sangal come back in for a successful retake to tie up the scoreline again.
Coming back into it slowly but surely. Putting a stop to all this Rebels pressure, despite the fact that they got all that space and probably surprised the defense to a certain extent. Sangal hold on. And even with the plant, it's going to be a struggle for Rebels to put anything dangerous on the board. Very light investments coming in, Tech 9, a little bit of utility. I don't think they're going to be investing too much in armor as behind these pistols. And Sangal starting, as we saw, to heat up into this game. Getting better and better every round. MP9 on xFloud.
Yeah, that works pretty well. Oh, it gets a second out of it. xFloud's just loving this.
Yeah, he's been a beast in middle. Triple kill in the first gun round. Now he's got this MP9 doing some work, making sure that Rebels cannot execute any kind of an effective split. 2 players up B stairs, and they've gotten over to danger. xFloud, oh, he does spot the leg. Good turn. Triple kill again, and all that bonus money. He's getting rich.
Yeah, he's going to just fall away now to get that AK, in fact. Being on low HP, wants to send his teammate further down the ramp instead. So that's Giota being freed up with the MP9. His turn to get involved in a fight. Loses it against Flay, but you've only lost the MP9. So you won't be too worried about that. And you know where the last remaining player is. So Sangal going to take the lead. And I think it's important to keep track of how many rounds they've won outside of the initial 4 picked up for Rebels, right? The start is making the scoreline look a little closer than the game actually is.
Yeah, I could see that, for sure. And I mean, just like eye test of this T side so far, once the guns have come out, has been very, I think, just like aggressive, and I don't think there's been a whole lot of setup for Rebels. It's not like kind of like default and see what we got and make a call and kind of work a part of the map. It feels like there's a lot of calling out of spawn of what the finishing move is going to be. It feels like some of these executes have sort of been forced just by the pacing of them. And you know, when you go fast and very aggressive on your T side, and this is, you know, a symptom of, I think, the younger, inexperienced teams in these high pressure tournaments is, you know, you're really kind of so dedicated to a tactic that you're not kind of adapting and calling it off and finding an audible and finding a different idea. You're just sort of committed to the idea that's called. So a timeout to slow the action. Little conversation for both teams. There's Yumpy.
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 Never forget the Pronax Pure Yoy. That was
Pure Yoy?
That was pure legendary.
Yeah. Those were the good old days.
Yeah, they were. There was a lot of great advertisements back then.
Oh, those were the good old days.
We had the They Know Me for my one taps, Jason. We don't quite have as much memeable content anymore. Maybe you could do one.
I'm okay for now.
Maybe we can get you in one, Jason.
Yeah, I think I've contributed enough to the memes of this Counter-Strike scene over the years.
True. You have more than done your part.
All right, Rebels, well, Polish Counter-Strike has been trying to come back with a full Polish team for some time. That Polish players individually on international rosters having success and impact. This is a complete Polish lineup. Szpero as the coach.
Ooh. Big swing. Eklot and Sime getting away with a double opener in mid, and mid has not been going the way of the Rebels.
No, and I mean, time to ignore middle. Like maybe leave one player as like a late lurk if you really want to, but yeah, Eklot has been showing you that you ain't getting past him. Joda, 20 kills now. He's been here since round 1. And this Sangal defense is having no problems with the gun rounds of Rebels.
That's gotta feel so rough, the fact that this is a gun round and you just get melted. And the round's dead as soon as it starts, really, when you walk into middle and just get blasted away. FaZe's turned and walk out mid. Linus has got it covered for the time being. He's collected the information of the whereabouts of his opponent, and as soon as that comes in, it's the double peek to close him. And Sime is the one to collect the 10th round win here for Sangal. And money's in the bin, so you're not getting the bomb plants. It means you're not getting these consistent buys. You're going to have to rely on that loss bonus soon to get you a good buy, and we're getting to the end of the road. 11 rounds about to be picked up, unless you can have a big 5-7 round out of somewhere, rather a Tech 9 round out of somewhere for Rebels.
That's a pretty cool protocol in middle. That little vertical stack on the boards. Top player spots the boost and the bottom player swings. That's actually really tough for Rebels to handle in that kind of a scenario.
Well, the Tech 9s are out.
You know, Maui called 13-7. I think if this ends 13-8, we'll just give it to him. That's not a bad prediction whatsoever. Deep utility. Casey's just going to drop off. Didn't want to mess with the spam. Maybe he just did that. He was like, oh, my bad. I know I was going to entry, but I just fell. I fell.
Sorry, guys. I really wanted to be the first guy in. I really wanted to be.
Oh, I got the flashbang, a grenade, spam, and I just,
It's like, for some reason, when I have first spawn sometimes, Jason, my keyboard just stops working.
It's like, weird. Oh, I hit the wall.
Oh, sorry. It must have bugged out. But all good. Round's done. It's quick. And we're into the important round now. This is it for Rebels. Like, if they don't win this round, good night.
Well, I'm interested now because they have the AWP on the T side. And in theory, with some of these rounds that Rebels have ran, they've lost like 3 or 4 players in the first, 40 seconds of the round. Like at the minute mark, and you're already looking at like a 2v4. You have to slow it down if you're going to bring the AWP out like this because you want to give FaZe some time to actually play and hunt and look for a pick.
Kisarek getting into the midst of the smokes. Youngsters waiting for that exact move. And they've got a free opener.
Just such a coin toss as your opening gambit. Not even a flashbang through it. Not even a nade to break open the smoke and let the AWPer have an angle. It's just kind of like, I'm walking through this, and if he's there, I'm dead. If he's not there, I kind of have a cool position.
The gamble does not pay off.
No, he was there. So, dead.
Yeah, dead now.
Dead now, of course.
So, taking some bruises with the utility, bashing off of these players, but Flay eventually walking his way up in towards the A bomb site, spots out his target. Can he bring some? Oh my god, Sammy just swung with the rifle.
I can't believe that.
And outmatched the offer. He got a second kill out of it as well. Oh, you just can't catch a break if you're the Rebels.
Whee!
Smash. Good shot from Innocent though. Just needs 4 more of those.
Yeah, easier said than done. And not even going to get a chance. Good round from Same in terms of the shots. It still feels like a wide swing against the Opera is a bit crazy.
Every time I say Same, I feel like I'm being too posh, you know? I've gone to a coffee shop and I'm, you know, I could just say Sammy, but I'm really
I felt that way about Zipex.
Yeah.
Which is why I still call him Zipmix.
Zipex. Yeah, but that name's just enigma to try and say anyways.
Yeah. And, you know, we went too long before we were corrected. There was no going back at one point.
It's like Anders. It's actually Anders. Anders. Never doing that. Yeah. Or Murray instead of Murat. But true. Richard is changing that now.
Richard's changing the narrative.
Yeah, it's Murray now.
Well, it's a bummer for Rebels so far. Good start in the first half, but this T side hasn't had a whole lot of strength to it. And by that I mean it's had no strength to it. A good pistol round, and that's about it. That's all they have to write home about in this second half of Vertigo. Sangal going to live up to the hype and potential after the incredible year that they've had and take their first victory here at the RMRs. That's my attempt at a jinx.
Samay. You did have a few of those in the Americas RMR, Jason, so you do have the power, but Samay...
my powers don't work in Europe.
Yeah, that's true. Like most North American players, innocent. He's gone down nice and early.
Set you up nicely for that one.
Yeah, you did.
The youngster, ooh, good conversion. The AWP, Samay misses it, dropped the Molotov for some defense. Keep some space. A 3 versus 5, but there are some low HP players that you can exploit. And there's the first.
3v4 to convert. No bomb plant yet for the Rebels, and it doesn't look like that's going to be too likely as Linus lines up Casey.
And drops the bomb.
Bomb down, chances starting to fall away, but Olymp's doing what he can to keep his team in this battle, keep his team in this fight. 35 seconds though, Olymp caught. Just Flay now alone. 1v3, he knows he has to worry about a flank, he knows he has to worry about the targets in front of him. And X-Cloud's up first. Did react quickly, perhaps seen the shadow and was able to get his AK out to that angle in time. And they gave him a bunch of 1v1s. It suddenly does become doable for him, and they are starting to fight him. But the bomb's down. There's such limited time, but Joda's going to peek anyway. And Sangal come to play, and they quell the rebellion.
Yeah, so status quo maintained for Sangal, able to overcome the Rebel Alliance in a dark timeline, an alternate Star Wars that we can all enjoy, other than it being on Vertigo.
I mean...